So here we are, we got home my clay. We fill all the buckets up, we let them slake and disintegrate. You can see from the clay that it's got some really interesting particles in it. It's got these great little layers in it that are filled full of iron and from ancient plants that rotted in there. Neat stuff. Sometimes you'll find a complete insect in it. Anyway, so we let it slake for about a day. So here we are, this stuff has been slaking for 4 or 5 days. As you can see, it's broke down pretty good. Give you an idea. There's the chunks. And it pretty much disintegrates. And what I do is I take and stir it up. It takes a while to mix it this way, but got my big drill. And I keep it slurried like this, mixing it 2 or 3 times before I screen it. So, after you've slurried your clay and you've got it all mixed up in your buckets, you need to classify it. You need to screen it, get all the larger chunks out and everything. What I've done here is taken 2 5-gallon buckets. I've got one 5-gallon bucket that is actually larger than the other bucket. The bottom ring will go over it. I've cut this bucket into 3 rings. And here's my old screen, and as you can see, it's wearing out. So you take a piece of screen like this, make a bunch of cuts in it so that it fits the bottom of the barrel correctly. You have to relieve it, cut little wedges out or else it'll bunch up, create a big pain in the butt. Bend this all down, get it all started in the right direction. Then you grab your bottom ring off your slightly larger bucket, push it over there. Bottom of the other bucket cut out, and it's just nice and snug. Now you need all 3 rings, because if you don't use all 3 rings, you'll just break it. Makes it actually really neat too. You put the handle on last, upside down, it gives you another handle to hold on to it, and it gives you a stop right here that sets it 4 inches down into the other bucket. It's a little bit of trial and error. These are old buckets. They work great. Classifying screen. So after we get it through the screen the first time, make sure we clean this all up. What you want to do is pour it through the screen 2 or 3 times. At least twice. See that ball clay? It's all stuck. Get all of our stuff out from the first load. Sometimes I'll even rinse it just a little bit to make sure I don't have anything. I've only got about 3/4 of a bucket, so I should be able to put some more water in here. Grab the drill. Feel where the bottom is and come up a 1/2 inch. Still isn't deep enough because it should be sitting in the water level. The level in there is right about right there, so we're 1 inch away. So now we can take this right here, pull it out, or clean it, clean this all down in here, and dump this out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some cattails, not the screamy kind, these guys. So we take these cattails, way cool, Nature's little wonder that I'm going to take. For a bucket this size, we only need like 5 or 6 depending on the size of it. Pretty good cattail, so probably only won't need as many. Down in there a little at a time, or else it'll just clog up into a big old wad. Doing is slowly adding them in, mix them down in there, and we're looking for when it gets, instead of a smooth surface, it gets sort of like celluloid. So this is where I store my cattail clay tub out here in the yard. It's been sitting in here for a couple weeks. As you can see, it's growing. Really neat stuff. You can see the fibers in it, sort of. See the fibers in it, and that really makes it stable to use. Keep it covered up and aging right here till the burn.